All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. I'll be brief. I know it's very hot out here, but we appreciate your time and your patience with us this morning. I'm Vic Reynolds. I'm the director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and it's my honor to be with you here in Middle Georgia today. Those of you who have followed this particular governor's administration knows that one of Governor Kemp's main priorities on the criminal justice end of the spectrum has been the pursuit, the stopping, and the dismantling of criminal street gangs throughout the state of Georgia. When I had the honor of being appointed as the director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation in February of 2019, the first charge that the governor gave me as a director was to make sure that we aggressively pursued criminal street gangs throughout the entire state. Based upon that, in the spring of 2019, we put together the first GBI gang task force. That task force is based in metropolitan Atlanta, and they hit the ground running. They began working cases throughout the metropolitan area and also up in the North Georgia quadrant of our state. They've been extremely busy in the 16 or 17 months they've been working. But as we all know, and we've certainly learned if we didn't know it initially, that criminal street gangs aren't confined to metropolitan areas. They're everywhere. They're in suburban areas, they're in rural areas. And so based upon that, this task force has to grow and it has to expand. I'm very pleased to announce today the expansion of the GBI Gang Task Force. We will be utilizing here in Middle Georgia an assistant special agent in charge who will be the head of the unit in this particular area. We'll be assigning by the middle of this month 4 special agents to work with him throughout Middle Georgia to begin working these cases. But most importantly, we'll strengthen and renew our partnerships with the local law enforcement agencies and prosecutors who are the backbone of law enforcement agencies and officiating throughout this entire state. The reason we're making this announcement here in this area is because of the tremendous work that's already been done here by the locals. Baldwin County Sheriff Massey, Bibb County Sheriff Davis, Twiggs County Sheriff Mitchum, Chief Swickard here in Milledgeville, Chief Lawrence in Eatonton, Commander Nunn with the Drug Task Force, District Attorney Steve Bradley, who's an old friend of mine. They've done tremendous work in the Middle Georgia area, and we want to grow that, and we want to be a force multiplier with them, and we're very, very honored, and I speak on behalf of the entire Bureau, that they're gracious enough to allow us to partner with them so we can in fact be that force multiplier and make sure that we pursue these gangs throughout not only the northern part and the metropolitan Atlanta area of the state, but in Middle Georgia and South Georgia as well. I just want the people of this area to know, along with the partners who are standing behind me, that the GBI looks forward to standing shoulder to shoulder with our local partners to make sure we commit ourselves again to stopping these criminal street gangs and the havoc that they wreak throughout all of our communities in this great state. And again, we're so honored to stand with these individuals behind me. What I'm going to do now is call on a couple of them to say a few words. We're going to begin with the local individuals. We're going to ask Sheriff Massey if he'll come up and say a few words. After that, we'll have Sheriff Davis come up and say a few words, Chief Swickard, and certainly Sheriff Mitchum if he wants to say a few words as well. So Sheriff Massey, let me turn it over to you. Thank you.
Good morning. We're glad to have everyone here in Baldwin County, and we're extremely pleased to be in a new partnership with the GBI and their office here in Milledgeville. Many of you people in the media as well as the public realizes the tremendous number of acts of violence, drug problems, and other issues that have been directly related or caused by gangs in not only Baldwin County but throughout Middle Georgia. We have at times been overwhelmed with the number of shootings that we had in Milledgeville and Baldwin County. We've actively worked it, and like I say, we're extremely pleased to have the GBI coming in here to join us and establish a new partnership with us. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you, Sheriff. And I echo Sheriff Massey's sentiment that, you know, in Bibb County, we already have some great partnerships with our federal partners, FBI, DEA, ATF, and some of our regional other law enforcement agencies in that area. But this partnership, and I want to thank Director Reynolds for his leadership and Governor Kemp for that focus on criminal street gangs, because these gangs don't know county boundaries. They don't know city boundaries. And this partnership, and we cannot do it without these partnerships. We cannot do it without the resources that our federal and now the state partners bring to us. That partnership of sharing information, resources, personnel, to know that we're all united and that we're all going across county lines, across city limits, to go after these street gangs and share that information so that we can make all our streets safer throughout Baldwin, Bibb, in all of Middle Georgia, to make these bad people run out of our area and run them into the prisons where they belong. And so I thank Director Reynolds, thank all of these people gathered, and look forward to great things coming out of this partnership. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Darren Mitchum. I'm the sheriff in Twiggs County. I also serve as the chairman of the board for the Okmulgee Drug Task Force. It's located here out of Baldwin County. There's about 11 different jurisdictions as part of that task force. And I'm very pleased and happy to see that, again, that we got more partners coming in with the gang task force initiative that's taking place. They work around the clock, which causes our people to work around the clock, and it's something that you just have to, you stay on. You don't go home because it's 5 o'clock, and you don't stay home because it's Sunday. It's a 24/7 effort, and what this does is make our footprint a lot bigger than what we already have with our other state and federal partners. And the networking relationship with everybody that you see here and more is what makes that possible to make it work. And I'm very proud to see it, and thank you.
I'm Chief Dre Swackert here in Milledgeville. Obviously, we have definitely seen our share of violence with the gangs here in Milledgeville. Thank you, Director Reynolds, for coming here to Region 6. We're looking forward to partnership with this group of people, and I'm just very thankful to be a part of it.
Thank you, Chief. Folks, we'll be more than happy to address a few questions or entertain a few if you have any this morning.
Vic, who will lead this local group for the GBI?
The individual assigned to lead here is Assisting Special Agent in Charge Josh Ayers. Josh is here with us today. He'll be the point person here. The Gang Task Force, which is located in metropolitan Atlanta, is headed by a special agent in charge. His name is Ken Howard. Ken is ultimately responsible for that, but Josh will be boots on the ground in charge here in the Middle Georgia area.
What does this actually mean? Give us the technical procedures that's going to happen.
Basically what will happen is, as I said a moment ago, in traveling all over the state, this Middle Georgia quadrant led by the sheriffs and chiefs behind me have probably done as much, if not more, than virtually anywhere in the state to already start combating and fighting street gangs. They've done it for years. They've accumulated a great deal of intelligence. But what we can do as a GBI is bring on a force multiplier effect. We're fortunate in the Bureau in that we have the ability to travel from county to county, from city to city without any geographical boundaries. As Sheriff Davis said a moment ago, gangs do not stop at a city limits. They do not stop at a county boundary. They work all together. In fact, we're seeing repeated cases of different gangs working together for the purposes of committing criminal acts, for greed and for money. And so we'll have the ability with this task force, if we bring local partners on with us, to swear them in as assisting GBI agents, so they'll have the ability to travel from Bibb County to Baldwin County, from Milledgeville city limits into the county limits, as long as the sheriffs work with us and approve that, which they all will, and we'll have that ability to spread out throughout Middle Georgia and work the cases without any stopping at county lines or city lines.
What do you hope to accomplish from all of this?
I hope to lock up as many criminal street gang members as humanly possible.